Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to Smaug Vlog. I hope your weekend is going well. I hope, with all the troubles in the world we got now, that you guys are safe and everything. Now, today I've got another guest, and my guest today is someone that I respect immensely. He's a hell of a modeler. He also runs an online business, and we'll get to all that in a second. So, without further ado, I'd like to bring on Bret Marquardt. Is that
Marquardt, it's close enough.
Marquardt. Bret Marquardt. High Altitude Hobbies. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Yeah, like I said earlier, man, it's any day above ground is a good day, brother. It's a good
That's
day.
right. We're staying above ground.
How's the weather up there in the good old up in the mountains there?
Snowed last night again.
You got snow again?
Yep. But it's 62 right now, so we get snow. It goes away.
Now, you get snow. How many times a year do you get snow?
We generally get it 10 or 11 months a year.
So you don't get the 90-degree weather and 100-degree weather and stuff up there?
No, the warmest we ever get is 75 if we're lucky or unlucky. 75 is hot for us.
Wow, man. That sounds like great. That'd be great for my bones here, man,
Yeah, we don't have humidity either, so
that's even better. Yeah.
That's why I rarely leave the mountains in the summertime.
Yeah, you look good, man. You look great. You look great, Bret. The face, or you look younger. You look great, man. You big old smile on your face. Yeah.
I woke up one day in 2018 and said, I'm either going to be fat forever or I need to lose it. I lost it.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Start getting into your 50s, gets harder to lose it.
Yeah. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about you, Bret. Now, you're up in Colorado in the high altitudes there. Now, is that you're a lifelong resident of Colorado? You've been there your whole life?
I have. We lived in a couple other places. My dad got transferred, but we are from Colorado, yes.
Okay. Now, as far as being a modeling chat, and I know that you have quite a stash. Now, when did you get into modeling? When was your first recollection of modeling?
When I was 7 years old, I went to a store with my dad, and he bought me a F4 Phantom. I think it was either Matchbox or Monogram. And I built that, snapped together one. And he was building a motorcycle back then. And
so your dad modeled also?
Yeah, he didn't do it very often, but once or twice a month, he'd sit down and model. So I got into that with him. And the F4 just got me hooked. And I started building cars and more planes. I kept doing that until my early teens or late teens. Then, of course, girls and cars and life. But I didn't actually ever stop. I've always modeled. I've never gone more than a year without modeling. And then, I had kids of my own. And now one of them, Sean, is really into it. And about the late 90s, I started thinking about modeling was relaxing me because I spent 16 years managing Wendy's in Silverthorne, Colorado, which is the busiest Wendy's in the country. And I was working 80 hours a week, and I'd go home and I just needed something to focus on. And I got back into serious modeling, and it's the complete opposite of the work I was doing. It's relaxing, it's peaceful. And then I started meeting other people and online, and you and Paul and Bill Flory and all those guys. And I just decided I wanted to be a business, not the building part. I don't want to do commissions like you do, but the selling of things for people to get. And I love that.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute, because that's a pretty interesting thing there. It's always when you get somebody in the community that somebody that's a modeler and them, as well as you can know somebody through this, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And they have an online business, it should be incumbent of all of us, man, to support the brother, you know what I'm saying, or sister, whatever. But we'll get to that in a second. What I want to get to now, you did cars and all kinds of stuff when you were younger, right? Yep. Now, I know you do a lot of airplanes right now. Now, is that because you love the genre so much that you don't do much of anything else, or is it you just sprinkle it in with everything else?
I do everything. Planes I do the most, just because I really enjoy airplanes. But I always have at least 3 kits on the go: 1 car, 1 aircraft, 1 piece of armor.
Mhm.
It keeps me from getting losing my mojo because it's three different styles of building. You know, armor can be dirty and nasty and weathered. And throw a little diorama together with it. Planes, you know, you're putting two halves together, you're cleaning seams. Can be, again, you can make them dirty, you can make them clean, but it's a whole different style. Cars, that you can make them glossy and shiny, or you can rust them out.
Mhm.
So it's three different styles. I've always got something on the go. If one of the kits bogs me down, I can just move on to another one that's completely different.
So that's what you do to keep the mojo going.
Yep, I always have at least one of each on the go, and it keeps me focused and keeps me from losing the interest or getting bogged down.
Now, but it's basically you like planes though, because I know you do a lot of you do a lot of planes.
Yeah, I do more planes than anything.
Now, when I talk about planes with people, you get these certain people that it's got to be, you know, they buy all the photo etch and they do this and then they do all the research. Do you go through all that with the research, the books, you know, the online researching and all that stuff for planes?
Some I do, some I don't. Scott Irvine and I are building a Black Hawk helicopter. He's in the chat right now.
Mhm.
We've got all the photo etch. He actually worked on Black Hawk. I don't know if he still does or not, but he was in the Army, so he worked on them. So we're doing a buddy build. So we're really getting deep in that, deep detailed. I'm doing this 72nd A10 because I love the A10, and I built the 48, but I've never built the 72nd. This one, no photo etch, straight from the box.
Now, who's that one by?
This is Italeri.
Okay.
It's a great little kit, but no photo etch, straight from the box. I just want to build it and have fun with it. So it depends on my mood with the aircraft. The HK model's new B-17. I have the metal gun barrels for it. I've got all the photo etch for it. That one's going to be a big build.
Now, where do you display them, or you know, do you have a place where you can display all your models and stuff?
Yeah,
I know you built some of the stuff you built. I've seen some of the bigger planes you do. So where do you display them? Do you hang them from a ceiling or?
The big ones actually have a shelf, a tall bookcase in the family room. The big one's on top of that. Most of my cars are actually at the store because I've got a shelf where the model section is to display my cars and my armor and some of my smaller planes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got a couple hanging on the wall. I don't have any hanging from the ceiling, but I've talked to some people who hang them on the wall, and that seems to work really well. You can buy a guitar stand for hanging your guitar on the wall. It works perfect for aircraft.
Oh, no kidding. I seen I think it was Boyd. He was showing some planes, you know, Boyd from Trekworks.
I watch him.
And he was showing the way he did his with there was a leg bolted to the wall, I guess, and he had a little, you know, coming out of the plane. He mounted it right directly to the wall there. It looked pretty cool, you know, because it looked like it was floating, you know.
Right.
But a guitar stand would work really good too.
Yeah, because the guitar stands are designed to hold them at the neck. Well, if you turn the plane and you put it together right, and you have to reinforce the tail, of course, to make sure the tail planes won't come off. Mm-hmm. But you can hang it right there, and it looks really good. And those guitar stands are made to hold the weight of a guitar, and there's no plane that weighs that much.
Now, you work in a hardware. You manage a hardware store or a chain of them, right?
Just one, and we're in Ace Hardware now.
Okay, and you kind of talked them into putting some models in there, huh? Tell us about that.
Well, when I decided it was time to leave Wendy's, I took a few months off and decided what to do with the rest of my life because I couldn't retire. Mm-hmm. I didn't have that kind of money, and obviously, you know, I have a challenge. I have expensive taste in automobiles, so I had to have a job. And I met them, and they were looking for a manager. And they asked about me, and I told them about my modeling side and gave them my video channel. And they watched it, and they said, "Hey, what do you think about bringing models in the store?" It was actually their idea.
Oh, cool.
Because model shops, they're going away everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the closest one to me is 100 miles away. And where we live, it snows hard 6 months a year, so people get snowbound. They need something to do because we're not a ski town. The nearest skier is even 30 miles away.
Okay.
So you need indoor activities. So I thought, sure, I'll give it a try. So we one aisle. We brought in some models. I got some distributors lined up, Stevens and Douglas and a couple others, and brought in models and brought in Mission Models paints, which I really like, and talked to John at Mission Models, and he set me up with his paints. So I brought in a paint line. I brought in Tamiya glues, Testors glues, and I started holding models, airbrushing and model classes in the wintertime on Saturdays. Because again, there's nothing to do up there in the wintertime.
Right.
And people just started showing up and buying. And then we expanded to 2 aisles, and now we're up to 3 aisles. And I can understand why hobby stores don't survive on their own. We do good business, but the hardware store supports it all.
Right.
So I'm able to do probably more with my hobby store than the average person would be. I can experiment because we have a successful hardware store. We're not worried. In the beginning, we lost money on the hobbies, but now the hobbies are more than breaking even. And I was surprised. I probably shouldn't have been, because we have a lot of older people up in Leadville. Leadville's not a ski town. It's not a Aspen or Vail.
Right.
And, there's people my age and older, and I was surprised, and they're getting their kids and grandkids into it. I'm selling more kits to kids now too.
That's awesome. So now we'll transition into, and I'm going to show it in a minute here, your online store. Now, how did that come about?
Everybody has an online store, and I thought, well, I better start putting some stuff online. And it's haphazard, and it doesn't have very much stuff on it now. And, I sell Flory products from the UK. I also sell UMP products from the UK. I got my first UMP shipment in 2 weeks ago, and so many people knew I was getting it. I didn't even get it put up on the store yet. And I sold out of most of it. And I'm sold out of Flory stuff because all their manufacturers were shut down. So they couldn't restock me. I'm getting restocked from them in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get the online store up to where it should be. And people PM me all the time. Can you get me this kit? Can you give me that kit? Can you give me this? And I can get them anything. It's just not on the site. So I would love the online thing to grow more, but I'm happier when people actually come in, because we're a big tourist area in the summertime. And I got a Tamiya banner out front, and I'd like Ken to send me a Badger banner so I can put that out front. And I'm getting a UMP banner, and I got a Flory banner and an Estes Rockets banner. So when people drive by, they see Ace Hardware, then they see Tamiya, and they stop.
Nice.
So I get tourists coming in because they don't have a hobby store where they live. And that's always good too.
Now I know here, I'm trying to pop this in. I don't know why it's not working here. Damn thing. Usually I can get it to put on the side here, and I don't know why it won't do it.
Technology.
Yeah, it usually does when I share the screen, but it's not showing it. Well, I don't know. Can you? I'm sure you can see it, right? Application window. Come on, you. There we go. Now let me see it. Just can you see your? You can see your site.
It's there.
Right. Now, for everybody watching, or they'll be watching later on, they can go here now. Up at the top here, you have different stuff you do, right? New products. Let's see what you got there.
Yeah, there's nothing there yet.
Why is it not? Okay, so there's nothing there yet, but
go
you have
into
like your scale models here.
Yep. If you go into
there.
Yeah, you can go in there. Scroll down to one of the. There you go. So there's a few in there.
Okay. Now these are what you have available now.
Yep.
And then you can go. I'm sorry.
Those are the ones I've had time to put on.
Okay. And then model design, that's like workstations, paint holders, stuff like that there, right?
Yeah, he just now started manufacturing again because he's in the UK and he had to be shut down until last week. So I'm out of all of that. Flory products, I'm out of most of that.
What about, you got Mission paints, Mission model paints?
I have the full line. John just restocked me last week, so all the Mission paints are in.
And then you have tools. Well, yeah.
Well, I'm waiting for, I made an agreement with Dispay, and they're supposed to be sending me my first order over, but everything's going by boat. And from what I'm told, when lockdown hit, all the shipping containers were outside of China, all over the world, and then locked down. So the first step is getting all the shipping containers back to China so they can load them up and send them back out. So I'm going to start carrying Display. I have Infinity standards I haven't put on the site yet because honestly, I sold them all to you guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I love them. I love those things, man. They're great.
Yeah, Infinity standards are really good.
Yeah, they're really good. I mean, that's not a knock on anybody else's.
No,
the grits. I like them. They last a lot longer. You know, especially once because you wash them off a little bit, get some of that stuff off of them. They last a lot longer. They're really good. I really like them. Those pads too, because you can cut them whatever size you want.
Anything you want.
Yeah. So how do they get a hold? They can get a hold of you on the website.
Yeah, there's a contact thing on the website, and they just whatever. I got a waiting list of new release kits that people have been asking for. Like Mang announced that Fokker triplane a couple days ago.
Yeah, I gotta have that one. Yeah,
I've heard no waiting list for that because everybody thinks it's Wingnut Wings kit, and it may very well be. I don't know, but Wingnut Wings apparently is shut down, and everybody thinks Mang has their molds, but nobody's talking.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw a post today that somebody was saying it's official. It is but you don't know. I mean,
you don't know. He has so much money, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty stupid to have not put that one out though, because that one there would be a pretty big seller. Because if you look, I remember his when you go on the Wingnut Wings and there was comments and stuff. There's always people asking for that DR1. And we don't have any plans to do one. We don't have any plans to do one.
Well, they showed it last year in Chattanooga at the IPMS show that Scott and I were at, and it was beautiful. And that was supposedly going to be their next kit, their next major release. And then that and the Dam Bust Lancaster. Everyone's waiting for that too.
Did they ever produce it?
Nope, just the one they brought to the shows. Hopefully somebody's going to get that tooling too, because they were supposed to release it at Christmas.
That's the one that had all the interior and everything in it, right?
And you could buy either just the front end of it or the whole big kit.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. So now, do you have a Facebook page that people can also contact you on, or
there's High Altitude Hobbies on Facebook. You can contact me there, and there's High Altitude Scale Modeling, which is the YouTube channel.
Right.
You can go there and link to the High Altitude Hobbies, but there's Facebook, yes.
Okay.
And there's an Instagram, but I haven't figured out a good way to use that yet. I'm kind of Instagram stupid.
Yeah, I use it a lot. Most of the painters I know are on it, and usually that's how I communicate with them, back and forth. And I told people a while back, the Facebook thing is great, but we're all at least from what I've noticed, and most of your painters and your builders, there's a lot of people on that Instagram, man.
There are a lot. I'm following you on there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on there, and you could. I mean, I've ended up contacting more people through that than I have through the Facebook because they both Facebook owns them both, but with the Instagram, for some reason, you reach more people. More people are because it's a quick thing. You just post a few pictures, boom, or you can do a quick video and then it goes all the way out.
It's more instantaneous than Facebook.
Yeah, it's like real quick. The only thing is I always get smacked because I'm playing music in the background and I'll post a picture or a little video and then I get we remove this and then I fight it and then 2 weeks later they put it back up. It's like, wait a minute, I'm listening to music, man. I got it in the background. I don't make any money off of this. Shut up.
Yeah.
Usually I win. But
when I did my Smokey and the Bandit video, because I'm working on Smokey and the Bandit build, the car and the truck, I had the song Eastbound and Down playing on the video. So they demonetized my video, but Warner, I think it's Warner, whoever owns the movie, said I could keep the video up as long and with the music on it, but they were going to take the monetization from it. I said, hey, that's cool by me.
Yeah,
I just put the video up and the song on there. I love the song.
Yeah, most of the videos, my older videos that I have music playing in the intro, they're all. Yeah. I've gotten those strikes on there. It's not a strike where they'll remove it, but they just tell me whatever you're going to make on this, we reserve the right to do it. Like, you can go ahead and do it because I'm not monetized anyway. So if you're going to make money on it, it's your music. Go ahead and do it.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, the one that I was surprised about was there's a couple of videos I got Pink Floyd playing in there. You know, the whole song.
Mm-hmm.
Never got it straight. You know, it just says, you know, if you ever monetize it, you know where the money's going. But yeah,
Yep.
it just, you know, and I found it. Remember, there was a way to YouTube where you can go through music and you type in. I don't know if they still do it. I haven't done it in a while, and you could find music that you could use.
Uh-huh.
I used to type in, you know, certain artists, and it pop up. You know that you can use this. You can use this, but they reserve the right. Hey, why not? Why not do it? So now your YouTube. How did that start?
I think from watching ISM videos and Dr. Cranky. I really like Dr. Cranky. He was some funny stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
And Trek Works. A lot of the original guys, you know, Plasmo. I was watching them and thought, well, you know, I would like to see kits, the inside of kits before I buy them. Maybe other people would too. So I just started looking at kits, and people started subscribing. So I just kept on doing it. I don't do a lot of build videos. I've had this Airfix 70-second B-17 on a build video now for 2 years that I'm finally getting close to finishing. And I've got a Dauntless that I started filming that I'm going to do. But I just think there are people out there who just want to look at the inside of kit boxes, see how the detail, see how hard it looks, decide if they want to spend $80 on it, and without all the music and out all the hype. And because I think I'm pretty boring, but I don't want to put music on there because not everybody likes my taste in music.
Right.
And I don't want to drive people away. I just have my, you know, I think it's just a fun thing to do. And I'm not going to get rich doing it. You know, I think I'm over 3,000 subscribers now, but I make $100 a year on it. It's just about fun for me.
Now, you ever thought about doing any how-to videos?
I've done a few. I did a how-to rusting video. And with my Dauntless, I'm doing a how-to photo etch one. And I do think about it more. And I had lots of plans at the start of this year to upgrade the channel. And when COVID hit, hardware stores are essential businesses. Our business doubled. And because I'm a hobby store too, the hobby business doubled as well. So I was working 60 hours a week. That's why I disappeared. You know, I didn't do any more live shows with you guys because I'm working all the time.
Right.
Because everybody was home, so they decided they were going to remodel their house and build model kits. So we've just been, you know, where people aren't working. I'm grateful that I kept all my employees working, but we're so busy now, we haven't had time to do, and it's continued. You know, we're setting record sales every day.
Wow.
In both the hardware and hobby, because we're still, so many people are unemployed, and from what I'm told, they're making more money on unemployment. They're spending it on their houses and their hobbies. So yeah, I would love to do more how-to videos, and I had a plan to do that. And now that we're hiring more people, because it seems like we're going to stay this busy forever, I'm actually going to start getting free time again, where I can see you on Friday nights again. And I've been seeing Scott every Sunday now to do our buddy build. And yeah, how-to videos are in my plans.
That would be nice, man. I mean, to see some of the way you know your process and how you build stuff and how you go about doing it. You know, sometimes, you know, you'll see what I don't like, and I don't know about you, but you'll see these videos where these guys do the time lapse and they're going too fast, but they're not explaining what they're doing.
Right.
Or they'll show you, here it is without primer, bam, all of a sudden it's painted, and then they're doing this to it. Well, you know, there's some people out there want to see that process, you know, and it's a pain in the rear end to do it. You know what I mean? Because you got the camera going, you start doing stop, go. So, I mean, I did the same thing. I had plans to do a lot of stuff again with my channel, but, you know, I got my grandson running around here. You know, he's karate, this, that, and the other. He wants to go play. He wants to do this. And, you know, it's like, man, dude, really? Okay, let's go. You know, let's go do this. So,
yeah. I've been doing work, and then, you know, my kids, my youngest one just turned 18. She's moving out next week. So, you know, I've been spending time with her before she goes. But, you know, first you're working all the time. Then there's family, because the world's falling apart and you got to pay attention to your family. You don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
You know, I got family in Kentucky who I've been talking to more and more now that Kentucky's in the state that it's in with everything that's happened. So again, family comes before modeling, no matter how much I love modeling.
Exactly.
Family come first. And that takes time away too. Now that maybe things are leveling out, we can get back to it. That's why the Airfix B-17's taking 2 years, because I film everything. I don't really edit much.
Mhm.
So you see everything, my mistakes, how I'm fixing it, just I'm building. You're seeing it. And, that's my style.
Well, I mean, I just put a mea culpa up on the syndicate. I'm doing this 3D print from NY 3D Creations, the Mandalorian. And I'm sitting there and I go through my process of doing it, and I shoot the all clad on it. It looks fine to me until I take a picture of it, and
Right.
And then I see the lines, and I'm like, okay, and I hold it out like this. I'm like, you don't see them, and then I go like this, you see them. And you go out here, you don't see them. Put my glasses on, I'm looking at it, see, I can't see them. Then I post the pictures, and you can see them. And once you see them, it's like you had to redo it. I mean, I enjoy doing it, but man, sometimes I don't have the gumption to do it anymore. Sometimes I just don't want to be bothered. But if it's a commission build, you got to get it right.
That's right.
Yeah. So now the store, your online store,
Uh-huh.
you have plans of expanding it?
I do. I want to get it going. I've got 600 models at the store, and I've got 15 on the site.
Mm-hmm.
And I get things, because of my position in having the hardware store, I can pre-order things in advance and pay for it in advance. So I generally get things ahead of a lot of other people, except maybe Andy's Hobby Headquarters, who's, a huge hobby store, huge online presence. Right. But I'll get things that'll sell out upon release, but I've got them. And then I want to get those things up on the site so people can see them.
And like you were saying, people can pre-order stuff from you, and you can try to get it for them, right?
Right. You can pre-order anything from me, and I should be able to get it. Because I put in pre-orders as soon as they're announced at the distributors. I'm pre-ordering if I think people want them.
So all they have to do is contact you, say, "Can you get this for me?"
Right. And I've got a couple people who've just sent me a couple emails about a August Edward release, and they want to know how much it will cost and can they be on pre-order. Mm-hmm. And absolutely, because I don't take money, because I don't take money until the product is in my hand and ready to ship. I don't take money from customers until that point, because I don't want to lose anybody's money. So, I mean, even with Scott and you guys who know me and trust me, I don't want your money until I have the kit boxed and ready to go. So they can pre-order. It's not going to cost them anything. They can change their mind, because the kit will sell to somebody if they don't want it.
Right.
So any pre-orders, anything like that. I got this fire truck right here. I've had on pre-order for 6 months. And one guy bought 4 of them because he knows military firefighters. And you can't get it anywhere now, but I got 5 of them in, and I got more on order. But that's an example of, I got it. I told people I was getting it. They bought them all. Now I got to get more as soon as they're available.
Now, you had mentioned earlier before we went on that you also carry airbrushes.
I do. I carry Badger and Iwata.
Okay. Now you carry all of them, or just specific models?
Just specific models. With Badger, I've got the Sotar and I've got the Patriots, the ones that I think really popular.
Okay.
And Iwata, I've got the Eclipse and the Neo, both ends of the Iwata spectrum. I can get any Badger product because I directly order from Badger and Ken. He's been a really good guy. I've got Steinler as I carry. I've got the new Badger airbrush cleaner around here somewhere because I love that.
That's so anything, good, isn't it? Yeah.
Anything from Badger I can get. Anything from Iwata I get that from Tag Team Hobbies in Colorado Springs. So, but I do carry just a limited selection in the store because they are expensive.
Right.
And there's not a lot of people. I've introduced a lot of people airbrushing and sold quite a few in Leadville. I haven't sold any online airbrushes yet because I don't have them online.
Right. Now, do you have compressors, or well, I'm sure with Badger you can get them all. Like you said, you can just order whatever you need from them.
Right. Compressor. Because I'm a hardware store, I do have compressors. There's this great compressor. It's made by a company called California.
Yeah.
And that's the one I've got. I can't remember what my compressor is called, but I do have a California one as well. It's quiet. It's about this big, and it's perfect for people who want to get into having a compressor in their house.
Yeah, so when I have one in the other room with the paint booth, the California Air. I think the tank is about maybe 8 big. I can't remember what model it is, but I turn it on, I can't hear it.
Yeah, it's
it's got a little noise to it, but it's not super silent. But you can have a conversation in the room, and it's not going to affect the conversation.
Right. It's not like a big Craftsman.
Oh no, that's the one I got in the garage, man. That I used to have when I used to do motorcycle things in this room before I made it into a living space, and over to my right was my booth vented out, and I used to run because this was a garage, so the compressor used to sit right here, and I had it piped in over there so I can have the hose. It was plug it in from up here, and you'd go in there. But man, when I turned that thing on, the whole house rocked.
Yeah, I got a guy here. He has a huge Craftsman in his garage, and he wanted to run a line to his house to do his airbrush, so I had to set him all up to do that. Because Badger has all the connections and the hosing and everything, so I could just he run it in his garage, let it run, not worry about it, and just have the hose in his house, so his wife didn't beat him up. So
what are you working on now, Brett? Other than that plane, is there?
Well, Scott and I are doing this Blackhawk here.
Okay. Is that a trumpeter, or it look like a trumpeter box?
Yeah, it's a trumpeter.
Okay.
No, it's Academy. Sorry.
Okay.
We've been working on this for about a year. Every Sunday we get together and build a little more. Fred Henry has a YouTube channel. He did because NASCAR got canceled. He did what's called the Coronavirus 500 build. So I'm building a NASCAR kit for that. And then back over here is my B-17 for my video build. I'm getting pretty well along on there.
Nice.
And it's an Airfix kit in 72nd scale, and it's actually very nice.
Yeah, you hear they get a lot of bad rap though, Airfix. I hear it a lot.
They've been having some good kits. They snuck the tail off of it. And I think that's it right now. I got my train that you saw last time I went live that I'm still working on. It's over there.
You never finished it, huh?
No. It got put on the back burner.
Yeah. So, you know what? I'm going to cut this now. We're going about 32 minutes here. Usually I try to keep a half hour to an hour,
Okay.
If anybody out there's got any questions for Brett, by all means, ask him. There was a few other things I wanted to ask you, man, but I just sitting there talking to you, I think we covered it all. Is there anything you'd like to say, Brett?
I'd like to get back to doing live hangouts and stuff again. Like, when we started live at the bench all those years ago, those were fun. Yeah. And they continued on, and they've done really well. They've got some new people in there. And I'd like to do another live thing with another group of people, not to compete with them, but something maybe complimentary that we're doing as well. So somewhere down the line, I'd like to get a live show together again.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, just keep.
There's room for it out there. I mean, just like with this here, like what we're doing right now. You don't see it now. You see it with painters. You get a bunch of guys that do figure painting. They'll sit down. They'll start. There's 4 or 5 of them. They're chatting. They're talking about figures and stuff. But you don't see modeling, that's what I want. Why I wanted to do something like this. You introduce people, and then later on, you have 4 or 5 of them in the room with you, and you just let them sit there and bounce ideas, talk about stuff together. Like you're talking about.
Yeah, just like
like we used to do. I mean, it was fun. You get drama, of course, but drama's part of the whole thing. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, but if you ignore the drama like we do, and not let it interfere with us at all, because we've all had drama, but I never carried that drama anywhere else. I just let it go.
Yeah. Well,
no one heard me say anything bad about anybody. I mean, a few years ago, we all had drama. We all talked crap to each other, but we all made up, got over it, realized we're all good people.
Well, see, that's the thing. I tell people that all the time. They're like, don't you hold a grudge for certain things? Nah.
No. What's the point?
I mean, life's too short, man. It's too short.
Look what just happened to the world.
Yeah. Life's too short to be holding grudges or something stupid, you know?
You and I met a couple years ago and we hung out and had some pizza together. That was great.
Yeah.
If the world opens up, I want to do that again with people.
Yeah, that's the good part. Yeah, like the modeling shows. Now you go to a lot of modeling shows like IPF Nationals, IPMS Nationals, stuff like that. There, are you missing that right now?
I wasn't going to go this year because it's in South Texas and I don't handle heat well. But I do miss the ones that were in Denver, and there's a Grand Junction one and a Salt Lake one I wanted to go to that obviously I can't. And I want to go to IPMS next year because it's in Vegas, and the year after that's in Omaha. So yeah, I do miss going to those because you meet a lot of good, interesting people. And I don't go as a salesperson because I want to go and enjoy the thing.
Now, do you put some of your stuff in for judging and stuff? Do you enter stuff?
I've never entered anything. I don't think I'm good enough, even though other people say I am. And I don't have a competitive streak in me. And, some of those shows you hear bad things about judging and stuff, and I don't want to get mad at people.
Oh man, I've seen some things, man. I stopped taking stuff there. I mean, I've done very well at shows, but there was one that soured me on the whole thing as far as taking stuff in. Sky had a Mustang, a Mach 1 Mustang, I think it was. Paint job was gorgeous. Another one had it looked like I can't think. It's an old 30s car, big, beautiful thing, gorgeous. I mean, the motor was in there. It was all plumbed. This is beautiful. The Mustang won, and I couldn't believe it. The reason I couldn't believe it is there was a fingerprint on the windshield from the glue.
Yeah. And he still won?
And he won first place.
Wow.
And I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at the one sitting next to it, and I'm thinking, really? Yeah, I mean, you got a fingerprint. It's right there. You could see it. And they give him that. And I'm like, nah. And then you see the guys talking at the end, they're all buddies. And I'm like, nah. That was it. I was done. I've seen some figures that were just phenomenal. And then somebody wins with the eyeballs are looking like Marty Feldman. One eye over here, one eye over there, And that guy wins best in show. I'm like, really? How don't you win? The eyeballs are looking at two different directions. But this one here is, so I've had enough.
Some of that, and I just want to look at people's models and get some inspiration.
Yeah. I've seen kids. There was one, the last one I took my grandson, and they had a little table with the kids stuff. And they were judging them, and I'm listening to these judges tear apart these kids things. And these are 10, 12 years old, kids. I'm thinking, man, you don't do that to a kid. I mean, yeah, they're putting the stuff up there, but you're not, oh, this is garbage. You don't know if the kid's standing behind you. What's wrong with you?
Even you want to give them constructive, like Will Patterson said, constructive criticism. Help them along. Be positive. You don't want to scare them away from the hobby.
Exactly. That's what I tell people about. Will and I have gone back and forth about this, but I tell people about that. And it's the same thing with the Syndicate or my Red Dragon Model Works. You post something on there, okay, attaboy, that looks, okay, good effort, whatever. But if you ask if you say, hey, can you tell me what you think about it? Now you better get ready because now I don't allow it just outright. But if you open the door, here it comes, so you
open the door and ask for it, then you got to be big enough to take it.
Yeah, it's like what happened to me last night. I put it up, and I knew the guys were going to look at it and say, oh, once I saw it, I knew everybody else. You put the picture up, I'm not going to delete it. It's already there. Right. So I knew I was going to get raked over the coals for it, so I let it stand. We were in the hangout last night, and Mike tells me, say, Gil, what primer did you use in that? Right as soon as he said that to me, I put my head down like shit. Because I knew I used Styrylres instead of using a high build primer on a 3D figure.
Right.
And then then I couldn't unsee the damn. Like I said, if you held it out to here, you didn't see it. But I'm staring at the picture now, and the whole time in the hangout, I'm staring at it, and it's just eating away at me. But yeah, critique is one part of the hobby you got to have, man. You got to have, So now on your Facebook page for the High Altitude Hobbies, that's just for the business. Am I correct?
Yeah, business.
So, because I'm going to add the link to that. Once this goes live, I'll be able to add a link to it at the bottom. So it's okay if people can contact you through that. Would you prefer them contacting you through the Facebook page or through the website? Either one.
Because I check them both all the time and I get notifications all the time. So whatever's easier for people to get to.
Yeah, and like I just showed earlier, and I'll show it once we go off. I'll show the web page again. I'll find your Facebook page real quick. Just because it's not up there doesn't mean you can't get it.
No, I've got so much stuff in the store, and I can get, as long as it's still in production, I can get it. And any manufacturer, I just started, I got a bunch of Aoshima car kits for a guy last week, and I got another guy who wants 8 Revell Cadillacs that I ordered for him. So yeah, as long as it's available, I can get it.
Bret, Josh just jumped in. Can you see the question?
No, I didn't finish the train yet. I'll finish it by the end of this decade.
Now, Scott says the display tools are very good. Now, who makes those?
Display is the company that makes them.
Now, where are they made?
They're made in China.
But they're not. I mean, they're for a kit. I mean, I've seen them and they look pretty good. So you can get those. You carry them.
Yeah, I got an order now. I don't have them in yet though because of everything that's gone on. Because normally they'd have flown them to me, but now they're in a boat. Like this. This is a new display file. I got one. See if I liked it. But it's going to take 5 weeks to get more of them in. But it's designed, it's like a file on this side, and you're supposed to be able to take off the sprue with these sides here and file sand while you're using it. And of course, it's display, so it's high quality. And
is it metal or plastic?
It's metal. It's very thick, unbendable metal. And like I said, you probably can't see it, but this side's a file. These edges are a file, and you're supposed to be able to take a sprue, and I haven't tested it yet, but cut the parts off the sprue with the file edge and clean them up at the same time.
Oh, look at that.
Holding it in the air. Yeah, it worked.
Oh, check that out.
But I've only got one, and I'm waiting for more because I know like Tommy's going to want some. Because Tommy likes...
Tommy. Tommy loves his display stuff.
Yeah.
Here's a question from Clay. You see it?
Uh-huh. The glue, there's no problems at altitude. It seems to work really well. Paints, every once in a while, paint will blow up when it's being brought up here to altitude because the pressure. It dries really quick up here because we have no humidity and we have no oxygen.
Uh-huh.
So you generally need to use... I've got Mr. Color Rapid Thinner over there that I haven't tried yet, but I'm afraid it's going to be too rapid. But like leveling thinner and a retarder, I'll generally use with the Tamiya lacquers and the AK Real Colors.
Now, doesn't Tamiya have something with a thinner with a retarder in it?
Yes, they do.
Have you tried it?
I have not tried it yet. I've just used their retarder.
Yeah, because I see people on YouTube using it and they're singing its praises, but I've never used it, so I don't. I mean, I'm so used to adding a drop of retarder in there that I've got a bottle here that I've had for 4 years, so it's like, why do I need to get that?
Right, and I don't know how I would spray if I went someplace that had humidity. I'd have to learn how to spray all over again.
Yeah. Now do you carry Mr. Hobby leveling thinner, the 400? Is it 400 or 400?
Carry leveling thinner in 2 different sizes: the big bottle and then the smaller. Do I have one around here? I don't have one around here, but I can have the smaller bottle too.
So you carry it?
Yep, I do. Okay. And the rapid thinner, but the rapid thinner is out of stock right now.
Okay.
But the rapid thinner I do have.
All righty. So, hey guys, you guys got any questions for him? I mean, you got Clay in there, Major Disappointment Models. Hey Clay, I see that you're building that Death Dealer. Good luck. It's a nice kit, but you're gonna have to do a little bit of seam work on this. I think if I remember correctly, the front legs you had to fill in the seams in the joints here. I don't remember, but I know the cape you're gonna have to redo a little bit when the cape comes on, like right around the neck. You're gonna have to with some Aves epoxy sculpt to fix it.
You bought that kit at the same time, and you built it. And after I saw you build it, I gave up because there's just no way I could do what you did.
It's a beautiful kit, though. I
I
mean,
put it away for now until I get a little better with figures and horses.
wait till you see Steve. Steve has lights in the eyes.
Really?
Yeah, he's got the lights coming up through the leg, and then with the lights that he turns them on, they got the big red glowing eyes. But he's not finished it. Yeah, he hasn't finished it.
Now I got to wait even longer to build mine.
Yeah, I got lucky with that one. I wasn't when they had the World Expo here. They hold it every 10 years or every 8 years or something like that, and they had it here in Chicago a few years back. And I wasn't going to take. I was just going to go there and check everything out. And the wife says, "You need to take that." I'm like, "I'm not taking that." So I took about 4 models with me, and that one I took a third with that one. I was like, I was shocked. I was like, I was just sitting there, man. Me and a couple of people were sitting there, and I was getting ready to leave. I was like, I called my wife. I asked her if she wanted me to pick up dinner, and then I hear my name. I'm like, damn. Yeah. Steve says he needs to finish. Yeah, you need to finish it.
You need to finish it because Gil's was beautiful and put lights in it. It's going to be even.
Oh yeah. Steve can paint. He's really cool. Yeah. He's a hell of a painter. He can do it. So.
Oh, Steve. Yeah, Steve ordered a kit for me that I just got in yesterday. He ordered that big Heinkel's Willing. So I got that in. I was going to email him after we were done because he wants one of those. That was my latest review. That 5-engine Heinkel glider tug.
Yeah.
Steve ordered one of those. So.
Cool. Well, there it is, Steve. He's like, he's got it in. He's got it in.
It's here.
There you go. All right, Brett. If there's not anything else you'd like to talk with, anything else, would you want to talk about a little bit about your online site or what's to come, or again, you guys can get a hold of him and I'll post it here. Let me see, real quick if I can pull up his Facebook page. And it's High Altitude Hobbies, right? Let me find it here.
Hobbies, Facebook, High Altitude Scale Modeling's the YouTube. And
so which one for the store you'd want them to use the High Altitude Hobbies? Yeah,
High Altitude Hobbies for buying or requesting anything. Yeah,
I got it here. So I had to just go into that little thing and find it.
Steve said his wife's going to kill him.
There was a time where Steve showed he was out, because the nature of his work, it takes him away for a while.
Yep.
And he showed us a picture his wife had sent him, and right at the front door there was a pile of boxes waiting. Literally a pile of boxes waiting for him. And Steve says, "I'm in trouble." I'm like, dude, he's just because he's sitting in the hotel room. Oh, I gotta have that. Well, let me see this, and then he gets to the hangout. We start talking. Oh, I gotta buy that then, because you know how the hangouts are. Everybody starts throwing stuff at you, and you're like, "Oh man, really?" That's how we ended up buying. The guys ended up buying all those Sanders from you.
Exactly, because we were
we were in the hangouts. Like, "Oh, you got them?" Oh,
got Sanders from me.
Yeah. Josh is asking this right here.
I don't have zero paints yet because no one's asked me about them. But if you want, I can check in and see if I can get them.
That would be great, man, if you can get them. The zero paints.
Yeah, I think I can get practically everything. Wow. Someone asked me last week about Hitaka paints. Same thing. No one's asked me before, so you asked me, and I can get them. And I gave them a price of what it'll cost to start getting them in. And
nice. All right, brother. Well, thank you for taking time to sit down and talk with us, man. It's good to see you.
Look forward to seeing you on Fridays again now that my life is getting kind of level.
I was about to say, we can't wait to get you back in the hangout, man. It's good to see you looking great, man. It's good to see you looking healthy, and
I am. I'm feeling good. My whole team at work, none of us got sick. We all worked all the time because we were so busy, and we just supported our community because us and Safeway were all that were open for 30 miles. And we just supported everybody, and the community thanked us, and we stayed healthy, and we're appreciative. And like I said, I got a lot of online orders while this was going on for modeling. That was when the online stuff really took off, was when everyone was locked up.
Yeah, but it took off there for you, so that's good. Does anybody have a good tutorial on starting a modeling YouTube page? That's Scott.
But I think Scott should do one.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, Scott, I think you should do that tutorial.
The best thing is just be yourself, man. Be yourself.
Scott, who buys a lot of models, and he has to tell his wife about it. But I know his wife, so she's okay.
Yeah,
he lets her buy her hobby stuff.
There you go. All right, so we're gonna end this now, guys. We're coming up to almost an hour here. I don't want to run it too long. Keep the man here, too long from his day. You have a happy Father's Day, brother.
You too.
Have a good one. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Everybody else out here, have a good Father's Day.
And we can't wait to see you again in the hangout, man. So, but stay safe out there, man, with all this nonsense and that crap in the air.
Yeah, you guys too.
You be good, man. Thank you for doing this, Bret. You have a good one, brother.
It's fun. Old days.
See you later, brother. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Let's see. There you go. All right, guys. So that was Bret from High Altitude Hobbies. Now, again, here's his, if I can get this up real quick, you guys can see it. That is, I don't know if you guys can see it because let's see, share screen. There we go. Let me do this. Share the screen. Your application window, just that. All right. So this is his YouTube, or I'm sorry, his Facebook page. If there's anything you guys are looking for, like the man said, if it's not on his webpage, contact him through his Facebook, his YouTube, or his website, and just ask him and pre-order it. If it's out there, he can get it for you. This is his webpage online. You go to highaltitudehobbies.com. And again, if you don't see it up here, you just message him and tell him, hey, do you have this? And if he's got it, he will show it to you. Or he will have it for you. So let me go back to this. There we go. Before I leave, I want to make thank you for coming in. Bret says thanks for having him. Bret's a pretty cool dude, man. I mean, I've known him for a while. He's a good man, Hell of a modeler. The other thing is on Facebook, the Styrene Syndicate, we were having a automotive group build. And in about 10 days, it'll be over on the 30th. So if you don't have yours done, guys, we're giving away, again, first prize will be an airbrush. Second prize are 2 cars that were painted. I got them right here. They're little die-cast cars that were done by Steve Courtney. So there's one of them there. I know the lights, he repainted that. This one was used a custom mix RM color. It's pearls. It changes the pearls, blue to purple and green to purple. That's a color change one. And this one was painted with House of Color candy. And same thing. They're both 1950 Mercuries. These are die cast. This will be your second prize. So you got till the end of the month here. If you guys were in that, Josh says I got my final picture in the folder. Great. We're going to be doing more of these. I'm going to start bringing in the moderators from the Styrene Syndicate so we can sit down here and get them accustomed to doing this in case I'm off one day or whatever. But I'd like, if you guys got any suggestions on who you'd like to hear from, what you'd like to see, please, by all means, man, leave a comment down there. And please hit the subscribe button. I know I'll get a couple of these because there's a few of those jerks out there, but I don't care. But hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We'll share this on the pages. So for all you fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Enjoy your day. I know the world is going to shit, but you know what? Man, enjoy your family. Be good to your children. Love your children. Leave the drama to the queens, brothers and sisters. Leave the drama to the goddamn queens. And by all means, build a painted model. It's Gilbert Smaug saying peace. Until next week, guys. You have a good one. Ciao.